Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crow, and let's talk about Gina Carano because there was a very funny interaction that I saw on Twitter, and there's an article on Bounding Into Comics about it now. But Gina Carano had a bit of a back and forth with a reporter for, I think the Hollywood Reporter. I think that's the name of the outlet. But regardless, basically somebody decided to post that the movie that Gina Carano had made with Daily Wire only had $804 at the box office. Now, the reason why that's kind of funny, not if you hate Gina Carano, it's funny because the movie didn't have a release in theaters. Apparently, there was one showing at a movie theater, and the tickets were free because the movie was exclusive to Daily Wire. It was actually one of the ways they're promoting people to subscribe to that service is by producing their own movies and making sure that they're only available on their platform. So it's kind of like completely dishonest to sit there and say her movie only made 804 when apparently it didn't make any money in the box office because there was one showing and tickets were free and provided to everybody. So it's a little stupid to actually use that line of attack. But, you have this person mocking her and going after her because she fumbled, she fucked up, she shouldn't have crossed Disney. And I'm going like, dude, if your response is, well, she chose to give away all of this money in order to stand by what she actually believed in. See, here's my problem. When people on the right talk and everything and they become big, people accuse them of being grifters, right? But then you have situations where you have a celebrity like Gina Carano who sacrifices a pretty guaranteed sack of money from Disney to be in Star Wars because she wouldn't censor herself for them. So I mean, I can get why they attack her so hard because then you can't really accuse her of being a grifter. Instead, what you have to do is accuse her of being a bigot and hating trans people because that's the only. I mean, either she's a grifter or she's a bigot or preferably both. I mean, that's the way they view this. So, anyways, let's read through the article though. Terror on the Prairie actress and former The Mandalorian star Gina Carano recently ripped into The Hollywood Reporter's Richard Newby, calling him a sellout journalist and claiming that he sold out America. I mean, strong words, but I really wouldn't disagree when it comes to these people. Look, vote blue and save yourselves. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Carano's comments came after Newby asserted that he would never stop laughing at the fact that Carano could have had her own Star Wars series, toys, books, comics, and apparel. He added she was that close, she didn't just fumble the bag, she dumped it out, put it over her head, and cut off her air supply. Newby's comments were in response to a user claiming that Carano's Terror on the Prairie film only earned 804 at the box office when it only had one showing and was exclusively released on Daily Wire Plus. So, look, the guy just wants to take shots at Gina Carano, and he's not the only one, obviously. 7,000 likes on the tweet. People really hate this woman. And again, it's not because she's grifting, right? It's because she gave away all of that. And this dude is like, you should have just taken the money, you dumb bitch. And I'm like, okay, so please pick a fucking lane here. Do people do it for the money or do they not do it for the money? I think Gina stood by her words, stood by what she believed in, and was willing to give up all of this guaranteed millions of dollars from Disney. That actually speaks volumes. But for Richard Newby, this is a guy whose entire career is on falling in line and keeping his mouth shut and only saying what is approved. So to him, somebody going and choosing to not take the money and instead stand by what they actually believe in, it's foreign, it's confusing, they must be idiots. And this is what passes for a modern day journalist, by the way. Despite working for The Hollywood Reporter, Newby would seemingly be unaware that Terror on the Prairie released exclusively on Daily Wire Plus, at least at the time. In response to a user claiming that none of Carano's supporters bought a ticket to see the film, Newby replied, because they're not really supporters, LOL. Well, here's the thing. I actually did subscribe to Daily Wire Plus, and I still have it open because I wanted to support her and the film. That's the whole reason why I got it. So yeah, I have it, and I did it to support her because she deserves it, because she stood by her beliefs. Carano responded to Newbie's comments, writing, "Here is a contributor of The Hollywood Reporter who repeatedly joins in an online mob of mostly anonymous accounts harassing me. She then informed him about Terror on the Prairie exclusive release on Daily Wire Plus. Are you aware that we released Terror on the Prairie?" I mean, you can see the tweet here. Again, they tried to talk to him, all right? The next thing is, I didn't fumble the bag. I just didn't go along with the sellout narrative. The online, yeah, I mean, pretty much. The online mob couldn't handle that, so they petitioned to have me fired and won. I'm not sorry for that. I stood for what I believed the right thing to do was, and the more time that goes by, the better I feel. The genuine bag fumble is sellout journalists like you who sold out America and stopped asking questions to be liked by a fickle, manipulated mob. That is what you valued, and that will be your legacy. And then he blocked her. Right? This is the type of guy, right? He can talk all the shit in the world, right? He can say all the shit, be completely dishonest, misinform people following him. And the moment somebody says, hey, I'm the person that you're talking shit about, and you're full of shit, the first thing he does is hit the block button. This is the type of individual that works in journalism. And he's not, this is not like this one guy. This is our media class. This is how they act. This is how they treat people. Newbie claims that Carano fumbling the bag is utterly ridiculous. For those who don't remember or have bought the false narrative peddled by individuals like Richard Newby, Carano was fired by Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company for posting a meme warning about the dangers of hating your neighbor. Yeah, this is what it was. Jews were beaten in the street, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? I mean, I'll be honest, it is a little bit different because it wasn't their political views, right? It was just their actual like ethnic identity. But at the same time, this is true. The way that they rose to power, the way that they got to their, quote unquote final solution is because they made sure the public not only hated the Jews, but also that they were too afraid to actually speak up against the government. I mean, the funny mustache guy set up like what do you call them? The guillotines. He set up guillotines right in Berlin where he would publicly execute traitors or people believed to be betraying their ideology and stuff. So this is true. They not only made them hate a specific group of people, they also made them too terrified to speak out against them. So that's what the meme is. It's a true thing. Now, here's the thing. Because it's speaking about how Democrats are being hateful, how the left is being hateful, how the left has treated their political opposition like this evil thing that needs to be eradicated, you are following in those same paths. They didn't like that, so they said that posting this was anti-Semitic. I'm Palestinian, okay? I can tell you right now, I've seen many of these same accounts that called this anti-Semitic say overtly anti-Semitic shit. But in relation to the Israelis, right? Then it's okay. Then it's totally okay. This doesn't even approach that. And again, it wasn't even just about this. It was because she put beep, boop, and bop as her pronouns. Because Star Wars. And when she apologized for it and said, hey, I'm just not going to put pronouns in my bio, they got even angrier and called her a transphobe. And then when that didn't work, then they called her an anti-Semite for this. And Disney chose to fire her. She puts out a meme, right? And not even her meme. She reposts a meme in which she says, you shouldn't hate your neighbors because that's how very bad things happen. And Disney fires her. Like, that is ridiculous on every level. But again, that's the situation with Gina Carano. There's more statements and everything, but at the end of the day, you can kind of see what's been going on. She's still getting shit on, okay, by people calling her like all the worst things in the world. But again, this is a woman who has a set of beliefs, and was willing to stand by those beliefs and not just take the money. Okay? If you want to call her evil, you want to call her bigoted, you need to actually show something for it. Because again, saying she won't put pronouns in her bio is not transphobic. Trying to force her to do that is creepy, though. The fact that she says, don't hate your neighbor, and the most hateful group of people shows up and demands she be fired for saying it, it's because they support being hateful. They want to be hateful towards their neighbor because their neighbors are evil and they deserve it. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section about this one, because it does upset me. It does, because I think Gina Carano was a fine actress. I liked her in Deadpool. I liked her in the Mandalorian. And, you know, this is the type of woman that you would think that feminists would specifically want to support, because this is not a woman who is scrawny and tiny. This is a strong, literally a strong female who's able to really show that on camera. And you took her out because you were upset about pronouns. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking joke. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think.